Hey, peace and love, family. I want to go in really quick today on a topic that I've been into for a while. I've been telling people, the guys and people that know me and people that get my consultations, they've heard me go in on this topic, and I'll say I can give a pretty good explanation on this. And when I went looking recently, so what really sparked me to do the video is that no one else has done a video of this kind, really breaking down debt or what debt is, and basically when discharging debt, what to shoot at. People don't understand really what debt is, so they're thinking you can discharge any and everything, and I talk about that a lot. So I want to go in on that today, and real quick, just to show everybody my reference on this one here. I have a few things highlighted, but this comes right from lawdictionary.org. You can look it up, and it's Black's Law second edition, the online one. So it has all this and more of what I'm breaking down. What is debt? And this is on the topic of discharging debt versus paying bills. Debt is a sum of money due by a contract. So before I even go any further, I like to break it down that you can't necessarily discharge a contract, but you can discharge debt, is what I say a lot of times. But this here goes in a little bit more detailed to really give a legal definition and understanding of what I say. Is frequent due by a certain and express agreement which fixes the amount independent of extrinsic circumstances, but it's not essential that the contract should be expressed and that it should be fixed, or that it should fix the precise amount be paid. Got a case law behind that. You can look that up, go in further. That's how Black's Law, you know, really defines things, is going through case law. Now, this next part is really the more the distinction that I'm trying to get everybody to understand. Standing alone, the word debt is as applicable to sums of money which, and this should be has right here, has been promised at a future day. They have a mistake on their website. I went and double checked that. As to a sum of money now due and payable. To distinguish between the two, and they break it down, it must be said that the former is debt owing and the latter is debt due. So debt owing is basically the contract. It's that debt as defined in the contract. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's due. And I have a few other definitions, going in on this. I didn't do them. I'm not going to go directly from the website, but I have them pulled up here just so we can really go in a little bit. I'm going to try and exhaust this topic as quick as possible. I don't like doing really long videos. Bill, a declaration of writing. It's a declaration. A document listing separate items. An itemized account of charges or costs. So, a bill is basically a declaration, a little statement. It's nothing too big. And like I said, these are sourced from several different places. owing something unpaid. A debt, for example, is owing while it is unpaid, whether it be due or not. So it can be owed whether it's due or not. We're gonna get into due in just a second, but I want to get into something real interesting right here in this definition. An affidavit, it holds to bail, like a bail bond. It is usual to state that the debt which or on which the action is founded is due, owing, and unpaid. So it says it's due, owing, and unpaid, and this is why it's able to discharge, because it has all of these multiple statuses. It's not just the one. And let's get into debt due. So really drive this point home. Let me see if I can make it. Yeah, right there. Get it in the frame. And you can see this is debt due, long legal definition. Generally, debt due refers to an obligation which is due, that is, mature. Within the meaning of a garnishment statute, a debt is due and therefore is subject to a garnishment where there is an existing obligation to pay in the present or in the future. So that's what I mean when I say that there's a difference in the status. So just having something owed doesn't necessarily mean it's able to discharge, but once it's into this matured status, debt due, that's the things that you can shoot at, and you can really expect results when you're trying to discharge. So is that to say that you can't necessarily fulfill a contract with a presentment? Not necessarily, but it just means that the strategy you should go about it is slightly different. A lot of people out here are teaching things, trying to tell people how to basically pay their bills with these certain instruments, which is I'll say flawed in their thinking, because they're thinking that it is a mature debt that they can discharge when it's a contract that they should be trying to fulfill. So it would be a better strategy to maybe try and fulfill the contract instead of trying to pay a monthly sum. So it's these kind of little bitty intricate things that make the difference when you are in your studies and when you're trying to do some of these things that are private. And there's no one on YouTube that I can find that is teaching this at all. If you look up, definition, legal definition for debt due, debt owed, no one is breaking this down. Really nowhere on the internet except for literally in the law dictionary. So it's fair to say that pretty much no one knows this information, or no one's speaking out about it. So it's not too many places you can get these kind of definitions if you're not really looking for them. So with that being stated, I'd like everybody to subscribe. Thank you for just being here with me this long, and for everybody that is. Subscribe. This last few days, my channel go over here to the community, and it's actually in the last few days of our promotion. Check it out. Not only that, if you really like this video, come check me out over on Patreon. I just did a real good video a couple days ago. I dropped it on the first on injunctions and protective order, which secures your right to property and travel. It really goes hand in hand with your nationality card as well. Having a protective order being a person of a protected status. And I recently did an update on the format of injunction and added in a writ of injunction slash order that we issue along with it. And anyone that actually comes along that's on my Patreon, there's a link to all of those documents already in there, from my Dropbox. If you're not already someone that has the status correction package from us. So, with that being said, everyone get at me. My email, Walter Bay, the number 7more at gmail.com. Hit me up, family. Peace.